Before we start this episode, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Lori Medic of 5 Star Painting of Tulsa. Lori and her husband Trevor are incredible to work with. They are my go-to painting company because they are engaged in every step of the process. From the paint consultation to the follow-up, they ensure your project is beautifully completed in a timely manner, and they are meticulous with every detail so you don't have to be. They are also friendly, knowledgeable, and combine top quality work with high quality products. Other attributes that set 5 Star Painting apart include being family owned, insured, and members of the Tulsa Home Builders Association. So when you have a painting project here in the Tulsa area, 5 Star Painting is the one to call, and they provide free estimates. Connect with them online at 5starpainting.com/Tulsa or give them a call at 918-500-5788. It's amazing how a fresh coat of paint can transform a space. Connect with them today and you will be so glad you did. And now on to the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sharing Passion and Purpose podcast. My name is Nancy Moore, and I am the host of this weekly podcast that provides career and creative inspiration to help you build a passionate and purpose-filled life. You'll hear from guests that will help you tap into your creative potential, pursue a career with passion, and build on your biggest and best resource, yourself. I'm excited to have you join this conversation. I'm so happy you're here. Let's get started. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Sharing Passion and Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Nancy Moore, and today we are talking about something that many women dream about, but few feel prepared to do: leaving. Leaving the job, leaving the role you've outgrown, leaving the career, and because it doesn't fit who you are becoming. Maybe you've caught yourself saying, I know I want something different. That was me last summer. Maybe you think, this isn't it. I just don't know when or how that I could possibly make a move. If this is you, I want to offer a word of caution. Don't quit impulsively, quit intentionally, because there's a big difference between escaping something and moving towards something. You don't need to burn down your life to build a better one. You know, they say, don't burn a bridge. Don't torch it. You need a plan. And before you tell your boss you're leaving, I have 3 things that you should think about having in place before you do. So let's dive in. Number 1, I want you to create financial clarity. The biggest reason women stay stuck is the fear around money. And that's understandable. That's exactly how I felt too. Having that financial security truly does matter, but often we keep ourselves trapped and it isn't in our actual financial reality. It's just uncertainty. So before you make any decisions, get crystal clear on your numbers. Ask yourself, how much money do I need to earn each month to cover my essentials, your essential expenses? How much debt do I have? Look at the expenses and see what you could possibly reduce temporarily. Also, look at how much savings you have, that nest egg, that cushion, and how much you would need to feel safe during a transition. Many experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved before we make a significant career move. That number could vary depending on your situation, but the goal is simple. Replace panic with a plan, and financial clarity creates confidence. And confidence helps you make decisions from a place of purpose instead of fear. So here's your action step. Spend 1 hour this week reviewing your finances. I want you to know your numbers. When you know your numbers, they're not scary, I promise. Because you cannot build a bridge when you don't know what it costs. Number 2, build proof before you take the leap. Most people think they have 2 options: stay where they are or quit and figure it out later. But there's another option. There is a third option for you to think about. And that is build your next chapter before you leave your current one. This is a time of building to test your ideas, to experiment, to learn, to create some momentum. If you're thinking about starting a business, get your first client even. So if you want to become a speaker, book a small event. If you are considering consulting, help someone solve a problem. If you are exploring a new industry, start networking within that industry. You really don't need a perfect plan. You need evidence that your idea has potential, evidence that people need what you are going to offer, evidence that you're capable of learning something new, and you definitely are, because every small win will reduce the fear of making that change. I want you to remember this. You don't need to build an entire bridge before you cross it. You simply need to start laying the planks. Ask yourself, you've heard me say this before too, so ask yourself, what can you test in the next 30 days? What is one small step that moves you closer to where you want to go? Because action creates clarity, not the other way around. Number 3, build a circle of support. You know, I love these people around you. Big decisions really feel heavier when you're carrying them all on your own. You need people in your corner, people who can support you, people who believe in your vision, people who ask thoughtful questions, people who are encouraging, because when doubt creeps in, they're the people that are going to help you out. And let's be honest, not everyone will understand your decision. Most often, the people closest to us don't. Some people benefit from the current version of you, and they don't want that person to change. Some people are really uncomfortable with change, and some people project their own fears onto your dreams. That's why you need to be intentional about who gets a voice in your head in your future as you move on. I want to encourage you to find a mentor also. Find a woman who's made a similar transition. Find a coach. Find a community. You can join my school community. I'll talk to you about that at the end. Find an accountability partner. Borrow the belief from somebody until your confidence catches up. Sometimes the most important thing that you need to do before making a move isn't another strategy. It is the reminder that you're not crazy for wanting more. You are not selfish for wanting alignment. And you're not ungrateful because you have grown out of something. So you've just simply outgrown it. Growth often requires change, and change requires courage. So before you tell your boss that you are leaving, ask yourself these 3 questions. Do I understand my financial reality? Have I tested what's next? And also, do I have the people around me who will support me through this transition? If the answer is no to one or all of those, that's okay. That is your work to get going on. Not quitting tomorrow, building your bridge today. Because the goal isn't to escape your life. It really isn't. This is your one life. The goal is to intentionally create a life that aligns with your values, your passions, and your purpose. You don't have to rush. You don't have to have every answer. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need a plan. And remember, the life that you want is built long before you submit your resignation letter. It's built in the quiet moments, the early mornings, the small steps of getting things done, the conversations that you're having with people, the experiments, trying things out, building a savings account, and the courage to believe that something more is possible for you. So here's my challenge. Which of these 3 areas needs your attention right now? Financial clarity, proof before the leap, or your support system? I want you to really think about it and choose one step and commit to it this week, because truly momentum begins with movement. And you need to make that move. It is critical you make that move. I appreciate you so much joining me today. And if this resonated with you, this episode, I would love for you to share it with somebody who is thinking that they are in the same trap that you are. And I would also love for you to join me in my Sharing Passion and Purpose school community. It is online in school, and the group is Sharing Passion and Purpose. So it's skool.com/, Sharing Passion and Purpose. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. So just remember, everybody, to start with passion, grow with purpose, and trust yourself enough to build the life that you truly want. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I appreciate you being here. And don't forget to connect with me on social media. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn are at Sharing Passion and Purpose, and Twitter is at Passion Sharing. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.